Let me ask you, Bertrand, in relation to the same question. Is it a revamp? Is it a rebrand? Is it a kind of complete reorganization? What would be the best course in your view for the UPP?
You know, I think that Kamali might have been looking at the history of opposition politics. And take, for example, the PLM, which preceded the UPP, with a number of other parties emerging during that period between 1984 and 1989. What has happened is that over the years, and it saddens me, because when I came in, I was in the final year. I was about to go into my final year of completing my PhD at the City University of New York, when I was called back to be involved in the politics. And I wanted to build an enduring organization, having regards to the history of opposition politics in Antigua and Barbuda. And one of the things that people don't understand, when you come into an institution, and it's not an institution, but an organization, you have to begin to study the culture of that organization. And the challenge was for the UPP. A lot of people came in, what I call them the midnight ramblers, after the election in 2004. They were not members of the party, but they rose to the top of the party. And that undermined the party because they brought with them other individuals, and some of the supporters of the UPP felt locked out after all these years of struggle. And what we had under the PLM in the 80s was a party that was tainted. And they realized that that party couldn't carry them forward into the future. And so they formed the UNDP, and it was felt that that too couldn't carry them because they realized that they had to have...
the ONDP?
No, UNDP.
Okay,
UNDP,
okay,
United National Democratic Party.
Right.
And they realized that they had to broaden their base. And so they had this merger with the PLM, which was a small party. If you look at the elections of 1984, that was a small party. And then you had the ACLM with Tim Hector and people like Harold Lovell, who could bring something to the table. And you created that merger. And you created, by the time you get to the election of 2004, you had created a political force in Antigua and Barbuda, a new political force. And one Antigua Labour Party minister said to me, I thought we would never rise again from that trashing that we got. But what happened? Some people in the party who really and truly overrated themselves in terms of their political acumen. They didn't study political history. And some of them had not defeated anybody of consequence. But they thought they were pregnant with all of this political knowledge. And they figured that they could hit off certain people in the party and still cause the party to remain a vibrant organization. And I can point out a number of things that some of those people took in the party leading into the election of 2009. And that weakened the organization, and it continued to weaken. But then you had the situation in 2018 where they were only able to win one seat. And then although you had still UPP, some people were saying by the election of 2023, this was the new UPP, because the movement and the, what was the other group that came in?
Faithful Nationals.
Right, and took the charge of the party. And that disrupted the objective flow of the organization, which has now led us into that situation, because the people at the helm of the party now were not those who built the party, but those who came in after the party was built. And that is the challenge that the party faces at this time.
So is it a revamp? Is it a rebrand? What has happened?
I think, personally, people I talk to privately, I say to them that I believe it's going to go the way of the PLM, because the brand is now so tarnished that they can't, I don't think it can carry them effectively into the future.